Hello, Thrifty music collectors and people watching this video on YouTube. I'm Tim. It's Monday, and I'm coming at you from the music cell. This is another episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. Sorry I didn't make an episode of Tim's Listening Room this past Friday because of my health and studying. This week we're now into the finals week, and I had a lot of stuff I had to get done last week for school, so I just didn't have time to do it. Plus I had a couple doctor's appointments last week too, so but I have a lot to show you because while studying I tend to listen to a lot of music. So with that said, I'll get showing it to you. I'm going to try doing this quick because I don't want to take too much time because I have to get back to studying for finals. First up, I'm starting off with finishing up those that I got at Half Price Books a week ago. First one is this is Tom Jones. This is, if I remember right, this one's from '69. This one, he does covers of like Fly Me to the Moon, Little Green Apples, Wichita Lineman, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, Hey Jude. It's just, Let It Be Me. It's just a real good Tom Jones album. I enjoyed it. Next up, that's on Parrot, I should say. Next up is Dionne Warwick's Greatest Motion Picture hits. I think this was from around '69 also. I can't quite remember it, but it has a lot of songs from movies on here, and I really enjoyed it. It's on, forgot to say, it's on Scepter Records. Next up, like I said, these half-price books, I got paid 10 cents a piece for them. Next up, this one that I think if they had a ugly Christmas album cover contest, this would be in the running. But it's Christmas in Germany. I collect German music and Christmas music included, and when I saw this for a dime I had to pick it up, and it's from around, I think it was like '64 or something like that I found, but I just enjoyed listening to it. Next up, or Brannigan Teeth. This one has like Solitaire on it, and How Am I Supposed to Love You. She does a cover of Squeezebox on here, which is an interesting cover. Yes, the Who song Squeezebox. It's on Atlantic from '83. Okay, Eddie Rabbit, Step by Step. Of course, you've heard that. It's on Electra from '81, and seeing if there's any other songs I recognize on there. Not right at the top here. There's a compilation that I saw. It's one that was presented by Zenith. It's called The Sounds of America. It's various folk groups. This is from the early '60s, and each one does like 2 or 3 songs. It has like the New Christy Minstrels, the Village Stompers, Listen Larry Elgart, the Flat and Scratch, and the Halifax 3. Some of it's instrumental, some of it's has vocals, and I like folk music, and I just enjoyed this album, and I found it for a dime, so it's hard to beat that. Okay, another one from my Anne Murray collection. Something to Talk About. It's on Capitol. I'll have to pull it out to check years, and it's something like 85 or 86. Not really any hits off of here, but it's Anne Murray. I just like her, love her music, her singing. Okay, some more Dionne Warwick from '79. Dionne, this album was produced by Barry Manilow. She does a good cover of the letter on here. She also does the hit "I'll Never Fall in Love This Way Again" on here, and just can't remember what other song was the hit out here. It's from '79 on Arista. And the last one I got, that Half Price Books, The Best of Bill Cosby. I know that he's been going through a lot of legal problems right now, with a lot of women coming out saying that he raped them in the past. I don't know what that, but I just always liked his comedy. So I'm not holding that, or I'm not keeping the two things separate. That's all I'm saying. Okay, then I'll went back to the other stuff I was going through listening to. Don McLean, Chain Lightning. This album's from '78 on Millennium Records. Okay, a lot of people mainly know Don McLean by the songs American Pie and Vincent. If you want to hear some another album by him that's good, listen to this one if you have a chance. And here he does covers of Crying, which was a hit for him, and the Roy Orbison song. Also, he does a cover of Your Cheating Heart, and It Doesn't Matter Anymore, and Since I Don't Have You. It's just a real good album. And another Don McLean album, This Is Believers from 1981, on Millennium. He does a couple covers on here. Also, trying to remember which ones. Okay, he does. He does a cover of Love Hurts on here, which is interesting. Yeah, the song that was a hit for Ashworth and Roy Orbison had done that song earlier. Oh, he does it on here, and also he does Love Letters on here, and Sea Cruise for covers. Okay, here's a very good album. If you like British blues, I think especially around between late 60s, early 70s, I think you'll like this. This is Christine McVie, the legendary Christine Perfect album. This was her first solo album. This was just after she left the British blues group Chicken Shack. This is U.S. pressing by on Sire from '76. But backup musicians on here on this one is I'll have Chicken Shack backs her up on here. Also, backing her up on here are John McVie and Danny Kerwin, both of Fleetwood Mac. Top Topham, who was the Yardbirds' original guitarist, and Rick Hayward, who went on to join Savoy Brown. But it's just a good British blues album. And then it contrasts that with this one, which is Christine, her self-titled solo album from 1984 on Warner. This one had the hits Love Will Show Us How and Got a Hold on Me. I enjoyed this. This is more like the later closer to around the late 70s, 80s Fleetwood Mac sound to it. Next up is a rock classic from by senior year in high school. Meatloaf, Bad Outfield. Yes, this is from 77 on Epic. Of course, it has the title track, 2 out of 3 Bad, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, Heaven Can Wait. Next up, from 78, Randy Meisner's self-titled solo album. He didn't have any hits off this one, but he does some pretty good covers on here, like he does The Turks Be in Love, Save the Last Dance for Me, If You Want to Be Happy, and he also does a song that he had co-wrote when he was in the Eagles, Take It to the Limit. I thoroughly enjoyed this album, even though it didn't have any hits on it. It's on Asylum from 78. Okay, then I started listening to some of my Melanie albums. First up, my first album, this is from 1970 on Buddha. She didn't have any hits off here, but she does a cover of Mr. Tambourine Man on here, and Merry Christmas, pretty much. Instead of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, she does I Wish You a Merry Christmas. This is some of her early stuff. And on that, I noticed on Bob Dylan's song, she sounds a lot like him, but like I say, better because I've never been a real big fan of Bob Dylan singing, but I like his songwriting. This next one I have in outer sleeve that I got at a record store back in the 80s because the cover's not in the greatest shape. I usually don't put my albums in the sleeves because I've had problems with somewhere where it has gotten humid and the cover has stuck to the sleeve and ruined the cover. Because outer cover, the sleeves just trap in the humidity and just make it worse. Well, this is her album Gather Me, and this is from 72. This is album with hit song Brand New Key on it, and it's on Neighborhood Records. That's her own label. Next up is Garden in the City. This is a gatefold album. I sort of like how this gatefold is because it's sort of like a die-cut gatefold. See, it shows her in the city in like Madison Square Garden or somewhere like that. And you open it up, she's out in a field somewhere. This is from, I think this is from 71, if I remember right. It's on Buddha. And now she does it might be 72. She does a cover of Bob Dylan's Lay Lady Lay on here and does a pretty good job covering it. Okay, this is Please Love Me. It's on Buddha from 73. And she didn't have any hits off here. A song that I do like off here is called God's Only Daughter. I guess that's 73 on Buddha. Oh, I need to speed things up. I'm already, wow, I'm going at pretty good speed here. Next up is As I See It Now. This is from 74 on Neighborhood Records. And on here, a song I really like is Eyes of Man. She also does a cover of the Bob Dylan song Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, which she does job on. And like I said, this is on Neighborhood Records, which is her label. The last of the Melanie albums I have is Leftover Wine. This was recorded live at, if I remember right, at Carnegie Hall, but I'm not quite sure. Let me make sure here. Yeah, it was at Carnegie Hall. She had a hit off here called Peace Will Come, like it says, and right up there. It's from 1970. It's on Buddha Records. And it was an enjoyable album. A song that I got a kick out of on here that I had to laugh at is Psychotherapy. Next up, Men at Work Cargo. This is from 1982 on Columbia. Of course, this has it's Dr. Heckle, Mr. Jive, Overkill, and It's a Mistake. Yep. Yeah, I like it. They had a classic sound for the early 80s, and I just enjoyed them. I don't have too many stuff with that sound to them, but they're one of the bands that I like with it. Okay, here's one I picked up. This is the only album this band put out, pretty much. It's from 1969. It's a band called Mercy. The title of the album is Love Can Make You Happy. The title track was their only hit, but they did covers of like Never My Love, Sounds of Silence, Aquarius, Come Softly to Me, and Obla Di Obla. It's more of a mellow sound to them, sort of like the Association or the Letterman, something like that. They're on Warner Brothers from '69. Okay, this one here is Jimmy Messina, of Loggins Messina. This is a solo album of his from 1979. It's called Oasis. He didn't really have any hits off here, but this is like sort of like how Bat Sands would describe it, more of a horn rock type, or it might be more of a jazz rock because it has more of a jazz sound to it too. And I just enjoy it. The song that I really like off of this one called Free to Be Me. And the last I have for vinyl this time is another one by Jim Messina. This one's from 1981 on Warner Brothers. Of course, no, didn't have any hits off this. I got this probably around 84. I got it for like $3, by the way it looks, maybe, if even that. Got it at a used record store in Colorado Springs when I lived there, and that was 30 years ago. And the song that I really like this one is Move It Into Your Heart. And I did listen to some, well, I only have a couple of them in here. I did listen to other CDs, but I forgot to bring them in here. Mannheim Steamroller Christmas, of course. The instrumental by Mannheim Steamroller. It's from like 84, pretty much electronic. And this one is Justin Hayward, A View from a Hill. Of course, Justin's lead singer and, if I remember right, guitar player of the Moody Blues. This is a solo album by him from 96. Some of the others I listened to Cutlass, This Is Christmas. That's a Christian Christmas album from 2011. They're a Christian rock band. They're a little harder rock, but I would just like their sound, and half the songs are some of these more traditional Christmas Christian Christmas songs with the harder rock sound to them. And a newer Christmas one that you hear on the radio quite a bit, but I really like the way they do it on there is Mary, did you know the way they do it on there? And I also listened to Michael W. Smith Christmas, which is from around the, I think it might be the 90s, it might be the 80s, which is Christian Christmas one that I thoroughly enjoy. I also listened to Stevie Nicks, is it Rock a Little, I think it is. I can't remember the exact title of it. I bought that when it came out new back in the 80s. I don't have any channels to highlight this week because I thought this video would be longer. Well, it's already 20 minutes. But I'll have some to my next video. So until next time, take it easy. Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot. See, this last Thursday was my birthday, and this bathrobe I'm wearing right now was my birthday present for my wife and daughters. So I figured I'd just wear that today. I haven't taken my shower yet this morning and stuff. I haven't been up very long yet. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.